VTP is an older protocol that I believe came from some other company, such as Crescendo. Cisco acquired that company, and then we got this protocol. And the early version, really built in the 90s, is version 1. And that's the version that we are running by default. If I do a show VTP status, we are running version 1. That's what you should assume on an unconfigured device. Some devices only support version 1 and 2, but newer devices such as 15.0 code is going to give you support for version 3, which is important. Let's go back here. Version 2, and I want you to know these. Let's say you're getting ready for a professional level exam, or you're speaking to your CIO about the different versions and which one that we might want to use. Version 2 is about version consistency, a consistency check, and version-dependent transparent mode. What they're talking about there is we will pass through updates that are for our domain, and it's really kind of a minor thing. I've also, and also my recollection tells me this has token ring support, so let me just add that in, even though it isn't a bullet point. Token ring support. Probably not a big deal to you, right? Then, and also unrecognized TLV support. Version 2 isn't really all that monumental a change. You're not going to be affected by the difference between version 1 and 2. You will be affected by version 3. This is a huge deal. You get extended and private VLAN support. Now, firstly, what is extended VLAN support? We're talking VLANs, and actually let me just show you them. When I do a show VLAN brief, VLANs that are above 1005 are called the extended VLANs. So technically it's 1006 through 4094. Those are your extended VLANs. So you can't propagate changes regarding those extended VLANs unless you have version 3. Now that's a lot of VLANs, and oftentimes you don't need to get into that space. But what's more impactful is private VLAN support. Now, private VLANs are a way of compartmentalizing a VLAN so that not all members can talk to each other. You want to have groups within the same subnet. Private VLANs are the answer there. Very powerful. But until version 3, the only way that you could do private VLANs is if you used transparent mode, which is essentially VTP turned off. This is a huge deal. It's not minor, it's huge. If you want to do VTP and private VLANs, now you can with version 3. The domain name is not automatically learned. Whoa, what are they talking about there? Let me show you domain name learning. Now I'm running version 1. Version 2 does the same thing. So let me get a window set up. I will get ASW1 down below. I'm going to do VTP mode client, and I'll do a show VTP status, include domain. Good. I have a null domain name. Now what's going to happen is I will learn that domain name. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to do VTP domain and let's say switch. So I changed it to null. Nice little syslog message. Not very severe. Level 6. It's not high at all. Whoa. I just joined a domain. Now if I change it again, it's not going to change it. Okay, if I change it again, say switch to, we won't relearn it. If I have a null domain, I'll gobble up new information. But once I have a non-null domain, I won't learn another. This is problematic. Okay, and so they disabled that feature. You might like it because it makes your life a little bit easier, but it can burn you. You might not want to have your domain spontaneously change. Version 3. That's great also. They're fixing all the problems with VTP here. You're also going to get better security and database propagation, which is always really important. And you have support for MST, Multiple Spanning Tree Protocol. What's important about Multiple Spanning Tree Protocol is the fact that you group VLANs together as instances for spanning tree. Now, the problem with MST is not that it's not wonderful. It's a wonderful protocol. I mean, we're talking best of breed. But there's a lot of management that goes on to map VLANs to instances. Version 3 does it for you. So maybe you're thinking, maybe I want to switch to MST. How do I do that best? Well, maybe it's moving to VTP and turning VTP v3 on in order to make your life easier for MST. That's a huge deal. I mean, these are all big deals. Wow, even I'm excited about it. So VTP, change the version, 1, 2, 3, show VTP status to confirm. Now, you may not be able to do version 3, by the way. You may not be able to. Show VTP status to confirm what version you're on. And by the way, you want all of your switches to be running the same version in the same switch block. That's really important.